This is a good hat day. I need your help with two things. I'm going to talk about them in a minute, but before I do, welcome to Zeens and Roger. This is a crochet podcast. And today I'm going to focus on what I'm going to make this spring in 2026. What I have been making as well in the last few weeks. So I'm going to put aside anything that's irrelevant to spring. I'm not going to talk about winter projects that I already have on my hooks because we are not there yet. Let's focus on the spring because the sun is shining and it's the perfect time for little quick fix crochet projects and summer makes. The other thing worth mentioning as well is that it was my birthday last week, and on Instagram I did a little sale to celebrate, and I'll do the same here as well. So I will set up a code where you can get 25% off of all my patterns on Etsy and Ravelry. I will use the code YTBirthday26. That'll get you the discount. Thank you very much. If you want to buy yourself a treat, then now's the time. Oh, let's put it on for... It's really difficult because not everybody watches the episodes in the first week, but I figured if you like and subscribe and watch it in the first week, the early bird gets the worm. So I'll do it for 1 week from the date of release, and I'll leave the details in the description box so that you can find out more if you have questions. I should also introduce myself. My name is Rosina. I am a crochet designer and I live in the southwest of the UK. Today it's a nice day. It is spring. The sun is shining. It might have rained this morning, but that doesn't count because this afternoon is lovely. So what are your spring plans? Are you a different crocheter depending on the time of the year? Does your mood change whether or not it's warm weather, cold weather, headed towards a different season? Because mine does, for sure. But also because of the design element, I'm always making ahead. So I've already started thinking about Christmas and it's only May. But the draw is though to make more light projects and bags and little accessories rather than big woolly jumpers and blankets. And currently the fashion trend is for little shawlettes and scarflets or neckerchiefs, whatever you want to call them. So I have been jumping on that bandwagon for sure. I don't need your help with this. There's another idea I have in a minute. 2 ideas, in fact, that I need your help with. But number 1 is pretty much done. So no help required other than to let me know if this is the sort of thing you're interested in and if you would make a little shawlette. The idea being that it's not massive and like a wintry type thing. It's like an in-betweeny season type thing. So you could wear it like now when it's not guaranteed to be nice weather. So like a little thing like this that you can just chuck around your neck, wrap it once, and it's not stiflingly warm. It's just another 1 layer that you can wear in a myriad of ways, 2 or 3 probably. So it's a granny stitch shawlette. I don't like the word shawlette. I don't like the word scarflet. It's not particularly neckerchief either. So but I'm gonna have to swallow it, I think, and call it one of them. So shawlette, because it's like not as big as my usual shawls. And I do like a big giant shawl, but for spring, here we go. There's 2 borders, so you have the faux I-cord edging that is all double slip stitch, or a really simple scallop edging. I am 90% written up with this pattern. It will be a freebie on my blog, and I'll do an accompanying PDF should you want that, instead of having to go back into my blog each time. This is a double knit project. Both of these are Drops Daisy, because that's my favourite yarn at the moment. Drops is cheap but good quality yarn. And yeah, two options for the edging. You'll have seen me talk about this slip stitch I called edging before, because I think I was talking about it when I was working on my Cerberus shawls, and I did a how-to YouTube tutorial as well. So if you like the look of it but you're a bit baffled by how to do it, I show you how. So this is 3 50-gram balls this size. I did toy with the idea of making just 100 grams, so you could make it with one 100-gram ball of yarn, and it does work. I want to be able to show you the one I made, but I cannot find it. I've lost the one that's 100 grams. It doesn't tie up, whereas this one I can tie up. With that extra 50 grams, it means I have a bit of a tie at the front. When it's just 100 grams, it's a teeny tiny knot that looks a bit silly. But the other way of doing it, that everybody's doing it at the moment, is to tie a knot on one end and then shove the other end through it. This is hastily done, so this is not done with finesse at all, but essentially it looks a bit like this, which makes me feel like I'm in the Scouts, have to say. So this isn't how I would choose to wear it myself. I would wear it more scarfy, in a scarfy way, but there's nothing to stop you from doing this. And if you were to go smaller and you can't quite make the knot, I also have another thing that I'm dead excited about and really got into. When I say really got into, I've made 3 little I-cord strings with a knitting lolly. And what you can do is, when you are wearing one of your shawlettes, especially if it's not got such long ends, you can use a little I-cord thingy that you've made with your doll and use it to tie your whatsits. Again, I think this might be for somebody who's in their 20s, because for me this just says, oh, really, it's really old-fashioned, but it must have come full circle a few times to reach back to a younger audience. Not that I'm trying to age myself at all, I'm not, but even though I just had a birthday and I feel ancient, you could, this is it's like a really fun thing to do. It's so cheap as well, and really quick to make 1.5 foot of I-cord with this little girl. It's a breeze, quite frankly, and also it comes with a little needle, a wooden needle, so you can hoik the loops off these bits here. But a crochet hook works better, I have found, and I can do it much quicker. But I made matching ties like this for the smaller shawls, where you only use 100 grams of double knit, and you can tie it off. You'll see photographs on the blog. And I also tried it with a 4-ply yarn too. 1 50-gram ball of 4-ply will make a small version. I don't know how many rows, because I've lost the shawl. I've no idea where it is. I lost 2. I don't know where they are. Like, I've searched this house from head to toe, top to bottom. No idea where they've gone. So I either make it again, or let people wing it a little bit, which I think I might do, because the written pattern is for the DK version, not the 4-ply version. And although I did start another 4-ply version, but I don't know if I'm going to bother finishing, despite getting reasonable way into it. This is sort of like not a bad size at this point. But what I should say as well is I'm basing this off a pattern that already exists. It's my Wayward Sisters shawl, which has more colour work in it. Another free pattern on my blog. This one follows the same basic formula, and it's just the, I guess, the tension, the yarn weight, a number of rows it's different. Oh, and the edging. But you know, it's the same, like the same basis, the same base, which is basically just like granny stripes regularly increased to create a triangle. I got quite far on this actually. I should finish it off, shouldn't I? I just don't want to. I just don't want to. But the edging was going to be this like citrony, greeny chartreuse. It's not a chartreuse. In the camera, it looks more yellow. It's greener in real life. But I was going to do an I-cord edging with that. But I can tell you now that I will never wear it. So what's the point? Is there any point? I would say that 75% of the satisfaction and enjoyment I get out of my crochet items is in the making rather than the wearing. So in that respect, it will bring me joy. And if I were to make it, it would have to be a gift for somebody, I suppose, if I finish it. But that was 100 grams of like sock weight yarn rather than 4-ply. I said 4-ply, but whatever. And that's how much I have left, which is definitely less than half. This one, by the way, is made with sock weight yarn and mohair, and it's a brilliant stash buster. And again, it's got that I-cord edging, but I think I only did three rounds, not 4, of the slip stitch, double slip stitch, because I couldn't be bothered to do a final round. And actually I figured that it worked just as well without, apart from the fact that I can see it doesn't roll over all the way to the bottom of the foundation round for it. So I guess that's a reason to make sure I complete the correct number of rows, really. But all of this is scrap yarn, loads of different brands. So I'm not going to write down the exact colour order because I don't actually know all of them. It's just what I have in random baskets in my yarn stash. So you just grab whatever looks good and whack it in. I think it's my favourite, and I think probably I would just wear it as a scarf in the winter like that, and that will keep me toasty. The other thing I was thinking about doing was turning it into a cowl. So instead of like increasing to points to all the end, at some point here you straighten off both sides, sew them together, and you've got yourself a cowl version that's not going to fall anywhere. Shall I do that? What do you think? It's an option, isn't it? Maybe I could like add that as an add-on in the winter. I haven't got time to do it now, but it's definitely an option that I could look at. But the 4-ply version I made, or I'm going to call it 4-ply because this is not a sock weight yarn. This is alpaca, Drops Alpaca Mix. It is, you need a 3mm needle for this stuff, and it is 167 meters or 183 yards per 50 grams. So that is finer than a sport weight, I would say, but not as light as a fingering weight yarn. So somewhere in between. So maybe like a 4-ply. I used a navy ball and then edged it with a sky blue, and the navy ball I used every single scrap of pretty much. So I worked my Wayward Sisters triangle granny stripes until I had like a tiny little nugget left, which I used to just add a border of US single crochets around so I could have a foundation in which to work the border. But this, and the reason I have this is because it's actually going to be a knitted shawl. This is the colour palette I have chosen, I think. Ooh. For a knitted shawl that a pattern I bought at the Woolly Good gathering in Edinburgh a few weeks ago. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. I might swap out one of the colours for a blue. I'm not sure. I've got 2 grey, 2 pink, a charcoal, what looks like a khaki green, and then this lime colour. But I don't know if that's too boring. It's not, in real life it looks lovely. Just on screen I'm like, I'm not sure. I want a blue in there maybe. So I'm mixing slightly because this one's drops alpaca and this one's drops Nord. And this is Edelweiss by Kremke wool, soul wool, which is a really, really nice, I think this is an alpaca merino blend. It's a 65% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, 10% alpaca. But I thought it had, oh, I don't know. So there's that. The drops Nord has probably got nylon in it, I think. Is that the same meterage? So this has got a slightly different meterage to this, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make very little difference. Not enough of a difference that means I'm going to care. I think that's quite close. Doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. I don't know when I'm going to make it, but it's this one, which I talked about when I did my Edinburgh video. This is a pattern that I bought from the Fibre workshop, and myself, Faye from Brew from the Body, and Michelle from Dora Does, we all bought the same pattern so that we could not have a shawl off, but just have our own mini little cowl, I suppose. Yeah, cowl. To have some fun with knitting, for Michelle and I to improve our knitting skills. Faye's already got the knitting skills, I reckon, whereas I figured actually just having that camaraderie of somebody else pushing me along, because otherwise my knitting just sits in a bag and never gets touched, because it requires, oh, I've got pins and needles. It requires an extra level of attention that I don't need with crochet, and that in turn means that I have to G myself up to get going on it, really. I feel like I'm sitting really low down now. Should be like this. How I am on Teams meetings in the office. I've still got pins and needles and I'm afraid to move my left leg. It's fizzing that billy-o. Anyway, I would like your help on something. I've got 2 projects and I'm not sure which one to focus on first because of the time of year. We're talking spring crochet. So do I make the effort to go and remake a shawl pattern and cowl pattern that I have, or release something new that's very summery? In November last year, it was my niece's birthday, and so I made her a little pouch using Houndstooth stitch, and it looked something like this. This is not the one because obviously it was her birthday ages ago and I gave that present to her, but it made me want to make it again because I thought, wow, that's cute. And so I have made another one out of cotton double knit yarn, Houndstooth stitch with a round bottom, nice round bottom, and it looks like this. And it's got a tie that uses foundation SC in American talk. That's a foundation DC in UK terms. So how cute is that? And it has 3 sizes at the moment. You could make it in any size you wanted, I suppose. But this is the small size. Actually, I wish I'd made for her because this is more her size currently. She's only a little person. So there's this, again with the same tie. threaded in and out the top so we can gather it closed. It's cute. That's my join, I think. See, it's slightly different to the rest of it. And then I did a bigger version as well. Oh look, instantly show you my join, which is, it's not like messy. And this one has 2 ties because it's slightly bigger. And I just gathered 2 strands together for this one and did a chain, because by the time I got to this one, I couldn't be bothered to do foundation rows for ties. It was just like, what's the point? You could also use ribbon, I suppose. But yeah, aren't these, I think I like this one the best. Or do I like this one the best? Or do I like this? I don't like this one. I don't like the blue and the brown together. I know it's like, it was all over Pinterest 6 months ago and now I hate it. That's why you should never follow trends to the letter, because actually, do you like them? Or are you just following somebody else's say so? So should I release this as a pattern? Because I haven't really written it down. I was just playing at the weekend. Or should I focus on something I already have that just needs a tidy up, and also a secondary option? Because in 2020, I released a pattern called Brighter Future, which bombed, quite frankly. It was awful in terms of sales. It's such a pretty cowl, yet I think the photos were a bit rubbish and it just didn't seem to capture people's attention. It was a 2-colour pattern and a cowl. I'm remaking the cowl in this blue from the little grey girl. And so far, this is what it looks like. And this is going to be a cowl. But over the last couple of weeks, I worked on a shawl version, which needs to be written up. I finished the shawl version. It just needs to be blocked. It is not singing at the moment because all of these stitches need to open up with a proper wet blocking. I will stretch them open so that they sit really nicely. But that's pretty, right? Like, why did it do so badly? It's so pretty. So this is what it looks like without any blocking, and this is just 100 grams. It was less than 100 grams because I have a walnut sized ball left of this. So do I focus on Brighter Future, or should I get these out as these are perfect for this time of year? This again would be beautiful on a summer's night when it's a bit cooler, the sun's gone in, and actually in an ivory colour would make a beautiful wedding shawl. And you could just keep, honestly, you could just keep going with this main pattern and repeat it loads before adding this on at any point you're ready to. So you could make it twice the size if you wanted, pretty sure. This is an undyed yarn, so as my mum said the other day, well, I don't like grey. I'm like, it's not grey, it's a natural alpaca colour. She's like, all right then, you're forgiven. But there is also a sense of irony with this one, because when I did the first shawl, which is green with a pink edging, a really lush green, and then this mesh section was a pale pink, and I can tell you exactly which pale pink. It was this one, which is Drop Snort. So I designed it, called it Brighter Future, because we were just fresh out of COVID, and I thought around that time when it was like really bleak. I thought, well, things can only get better. Little did I know. So should I change the name? Because the other thing being was that I started this was my train journey project, leaving my sisters near Inverness all the way down to Edinburgh. This was going to be my train journey project, and I did just a tiny fraction of it on the train because I was mesmerised by the scenery and I just kept looking out the window. But the association with the train journey is fixed in this as well. And I'm not going to tell somebody else's story, but there was a girl in front of me that wanted to share her story with the people that she was sharing the table of 4 in the train carriage. She didn't know them. She was telling them about her life and what was happening, and it was not a nice life, not a nice experience that she had lived up until this point. And all of that has gone into this shawl as well, and it wasn't particularly bright, but her future could be. And that's what I want to like focus on. She had hope for the future, right? Stay with me because this isn't all of it. The other thing was that 2 Saturdays ago, I ended up in the emergency department with my mum, and I know, because we all know, that if you go to A&E on a Saturday night, you will be there for some time. So as I was waiting for my mum to get loaded onto the ambulance, I made sure all her stuff was sorted first, and she was well looked after. But then right at the last minute I went, I'm going to take my crochet with me. So the association with brighter future is also connected to being in hospital on a Saturday night. And there I am, 3 AM crocheting this, going, this is such an ironic shawl. Like, what else? What else can go wrong? But I don't want to put you off. What I want to do is give you hope. I mean, number one, I could just go, do you know what? This is just disgust. But I could also go, no, you just keep having to push for hope. And this is what this signifies. You keep going, you keep fighting through it. We will get to the other side. We will get to a brighter future. That is my hope. So anyway, so do I do this one first or do I do the bags? Right, I'm going to go make a cup of tea. I need your help with something else as well. Because I started on another thing that I'm not happy with yet. But so I thought I'd get a second opinion. You may have heard me bang on about Off Kilter, the shawl, the cowl that is out now, the green one that has eyelets like this and it looks like this. Well, I love this stitch, just rows of US DCs, UK trebles plus the chains. I think it's just a really simple yet effective stitch pattern. So I started doing this as a shawl, as in a similar size to the granny shawlettes, right? Only I got this far and I was arming, I was ahhing, I was like, I'm not sure. Do I actually like it? Is this what I want? Do I want horizontal stripes going across like this? So I changed my mind, and oh, this is not very well executed at all. But this was then going to be a triangle version instead. Ignore the weird peak here; it will block out if I make this into a triangle shawl. But I was going to do it so it looked like that. Imagine this is a straight line, and then your peak of the triangle there. Really don't like this, surprisingly. Like, what a difference that makes, and I think it looks ugly. I don't know why. It's probably just because I rushed it. Like, I boshed this out real quick, so it's not tidily done. But there is something about it that is not speaking to me, and I don't like it. Oh no, so I've kind of answered my own question, haven't I? Like, that was not undecided. But anyway, still, there is still a question, because do I do this or do I go for a third option and work it so that it is a bit like this granny swatch here, where it goes across and then increase to the point, decrease to the next point. That's also an option. And I might frog this and try it this way instead. I might prefer that. So would you go for this or this? Because this is going to be more shallow, isn't it, than this. So what do we think? Are we still sticking with shallow neckties at the mo, or should we try and move on from that? That's my question. Because as much as I think these are really versatile and useful, even this tiny diddy thing, which is, by the way, just a swatch, so it's like useless as is. Well, technically it's not, because actually now my neck is slightly warmer than it was without. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So would you go for this? Should I try the shallow one? Let me know what you think in the comments, please. And then I could have a different kind of off-kilter project, because I'm going to frog this as I talk, because yeah, clearly I don't like this version. It's interesting sometimes you could be really indecisive, and then all it takes is talking to you guys and I instantly know. It's fabulous. Anyway, I did make myself a cup of tea in my new mug. I got a new mug for my birthday. Unfortunately, we are unable to replace my budgie mug. So instead I now have one of these. I thought the bottom, it might say what bird it was. It's an Australian sort of bird. Some sort of parakeet. Not sure. Cockatiel? Don't know. I'm not a bird aficionado. But this is exactly the same shape of mug as the budgie one. It's just pink with a different bird on it. So the vessel is the same, which is what I like. I like the amount of tea I get in this particular mug. And that's more important than what's on the mug. However, I do miss my budgie. I shouldn't have broke him, should I? Should have been more careful. I do have other things I'm working on. It's just that I want to keep this so that it's not a massive hour-long ramble. Let's try and keep it to 35 minutes or so. And then the edits and the uploads don't take as long either. Oops, that's got a knot in it. I also am waiting for some new yarn, and then once that has arrived, I'm not allowed to buy any for a year, like no orders for a year, because I have more than enough yarn to last a lifetime. It's all for specific projects though, and all for things that I think I ought to do in the next 18 months or so. I also have ordered some little pots of acid dye, because it turns out that I've got about 10 undyed skeins in my stash. There were 7, 8. I had 8, and then I recently bought 2. 4 more. Oh, okay, I've got 12 skeins of yarn to dye. So I am gonna give some yarn dyeing a go again, and then have some fun with it, just to see what happens, because this year is all about taking it easy and having fun. No real pressures, because I'm done. I'm done right now. I'm like on the brink of giving up on everything, to be honest. I don't know why, other than it feels a bit frivolous. Number 1, playing with wool. Number 2, I just haven't got time to do everything that I want to do. Number 3, I don't feel particularly confident right now. I feel like I've not run out of ideas, but it feels like my ideas suck, which is only proven by the fact that I'm not getting commissions that I'm putting myself forward for. So that also adds to the feeling that I'm just like, let's take a year off and just like have no obligation making, because it's been a while since I've really done that, and every time I say I'm going to do it, I never do. And so maybe for the next 6 months I should just like have a little bit of fun. this is, I think, probably momentary and not a forever thought. You know, it's just like in recent weeks, the whole of 2026, to be honest, just feels a bit. I have more fun making than I do writing and taking the photos and putting myself out there. And the more I see other people come through that are willing to do all the social media nonsense, I just can't be bothered. Is that a defeatist attitude? Is it? It is, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with taking a few months off either. So should I listen to that feeling, or should I fight my way through and persevere? I'm torn. I have one more thing, and actually this is maybe part of the progress, is to make things by others rather than just put pressure on myself the whole time. Just take my hair down because I'm going to put a hat on. I made another hat by Zoe Curtis. It is in her book about crochet, the crochet year. This hat is, I really like it. It's really good. It's Drops Daisy. 2 balls of Drops Daisy with what I think I managed to only use 1 ball of the mohair. I didn't crack open the second ball of mohair that I bought. And it's either burgundy or grape, and I think it's grape, but I'm not 100% sure. And I finished it when I was in Scotland because I wanted to wear it in Edinburgh because it was going to be chilly. And I wore it in Edinburgh. The difference between this hat and the pattern in the book is that I added 10 stitches so I could have a proper fold over brim. That's my, oh God, don't look at that. That's where I need to re-sew the ends in because I did a really crappy job. That looks nice. It's a shame it's like really hot outside because this is a good hat day. I really like the construction of this hat. Loads of short rows to create the shaping. There's no gathering at the top or anything like that. It's all worked in vertical rows, and then you just do short rows to bring it all together in one, and then the only sewing you do up is to join the first row to the last row, and that's it. And the rest of it is all crochet, and I love it. And I can't wait, purely just because of this hat. I can't wait for winter, even though it's not. We're only in spring. Come on. I shouldn't wish the nicest seasons away just so I can wear a hat. Maybe I should go somewhere where it's cold. Let me know what you're working on. I want some inspo so I can have my making fun year. The rest of 2026 can be it's too hot. It can be fun makes. Those are my spring projects. I have more. I'm just not willing to share it all because we'd be here all day. But I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below and let me know how you get on. Let me know how you're getting on, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And visit my blog for some more summer ideas and things to crochet. Do that. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Right, I will see you again another time. Thank you ever so much for watching. Cheerio. Bye bye.